Slovakia Chronicles, a podcast of information, news and much more of our beloved Slovakia. By Andrea Paolo Mazzucchetti. It's me! Let's start! Hello everyone, welcome to the 25th episode of the Slovakia Chronicle podcast. Did you finally manage to visit Slovakia? If yes, very good. Because it seems that soon travel outside will be very difficult due to the new COVID measures that the Slovak government would like to put in place. Definitely Slovakia is well connected with different transportation like train, buses that can help you to reach basically each part of Slovakia, or at least the most famous destinations. But for sure, if you have a car, everything will be even better. Even if, according to a study from few years ago of the European Road Safety Observatory, the fatality rate of Slovakia is higher than the European Union average, around 69 fatalities per million population in 2014. In this study, many issues are being highlighted, like the share of pedestrian fatalities is significantly higher than the European Union average. In Slovakia, the fatality risk for who drive the motorcycle and adolescents. Somewhat more than the average amount of fatalities occur during the rain, and a lot of more fatalities occur during the night time. The amount of speed tickets per population in Slovakia is below the European Union average. Seatbelt wearing rates are somewhat lower than the European Union average. Definitely there was also some progress. Like, since 2009, the Slovakia fatality rate has remained nearly constant while the European average rate decreased. Most new cars sold in 2013 in Slovakia have Euro NCAP occupant protection score of 5 stars. Plus, remarkable road safety policy are being reported as Slovakia improved infrastructure via audits, inspection and high-risk site treatment. Slovakia has a zero-tolerance law for drink driving, which is stricter than most of the European Union countries. Effectiveness of law enforcement is at the level of the most European countries. Slovakia has adopted Vision Zero as basis for the road safety strategy. Vision Zero is a multinational road traffic safety project that aims to achieve an highway system with no fatalities or serious injuries involving road traffic. It started in Sweden and was approved by the Parliament in October 1997. A core principle of the vision is that life and health can never be exchanged for other benefits with the society, rather than the more conventional comparison between cost and benefits, where a monetary value is placed on life and health. To talk about driving in Slovakia, I have contacted Peter of Autoskola Zeman, that provides driving lessons even in English and is well known in the foreign community. So if you are listening while driving, be careful, drive safe, and be ready for our conversation. Thank you, Peter, to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure to have you here and finally meet you, because we keep in touch via phone, but we didn't see each other before.
Yes.
And I let you for sure have you space to introduce yourself first, and then we can go through all the questions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thank you for having me. To introduce myself, my name is Peter. I work as a driving instructor most of the time. I have another job, but this is my main, I would say. And most of my students, or I would say now, all my students are English-speaking students.
Okay.
Foreigners usually, of course. I have some Slovak who speaks English as well, but most of them are foreign international students. Mm-hmm. And that's what I do. I have a driving school and provide the training. That's all I do.
Great. And why did you decide to open a driving school?
Why I decided to open? Before my driving school days, I worked in. I had different jobs, and one of them was aviation, and I still do this. I'm a pilot. I'm a flight instructor as well. But during crisis 2007, 2008, we didn't have much work in aviation because we were producing the planes as well. And we didn't sell that many. And I was looking for other jobs as well. So I choose to become a driving instructor. I learned. I started driving with students, Slovaks only at the beginning, and later when it was possible, then I started driving with English-speaking students. I opened my driving school, and I like this work, so I just continued, and I have 2 now at the moment.
Wow. I didn't know about this part of aviation. I tried once like to do this like co-piloting, but
yes, exactly. Yes.
It's very, very nice. I like it.
Actually, I got my pilot license before I got my driving license when I was younger. When I was 17, I got my pilot license, and at 18, I started driving only.
Imagine. Okay. Usually the contrary, but here.
Yes, it is, but that was the way.
Wow. Impressive, very impressive. And why did you decide to teach also to English speakers? Because I think it's something very unique, I would say, here.
Yes, that's correct. There are not too many. There are some driving schools which also provide English training in English language, but not too many here in Bratislava, and I don't think there are many in Slovakia as well.
Yeah.
However, when of course I started in Slovak with Slovak students, we didn't have legislation which allowed to teach in English before, but in 2013 it changed, and now we have 3 languages. We have Slovak language, English language, and Hungarian language. Only these 3 you can do the training. I don't speak Hungarian. But
very difficult language.
I never tried, but I can speak English, and it is interesting, to meet other nationalities, other foreigners from different countries, to learn something. So, and I still like to practice my English as well. So that was the reason, and I just stick to this, because at the beginning there were not too many students. I had mostly Slovak students, and 1 or 2 English-speaking students, and then I had more and more. And the last 3 years I haven't had a Slovak student, so only English-speaking students now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I saw you're famous in the foreign community. So when somebody's asking, like for example, for a driving school speaking English, everybody Zeman.
Probably because there are not too many, and the number of
they are satisfied with your service. So definitely is both ways.
Yeah, I'm happy for
exactly. Also,
and there are more and more foreign students coming here, or foreign people who live or work or study here. So yes, there are more who also want to get the license, and more coming to the school. Yeah.
Great. Good job. I like it very much. And regarding, of course, driving lessons, you are providing other type of service, or it's just, for example, like a refresh of the...
Yes. Basically, these 2 kinds of services. The first is the training, complete training from the beginning. If a student doesn't have a driving license and he needs to get one, he wants to get one, he'll come to the school, or she will come to the school. We do the theory part and practical driving, of course, up to the final test, and then they will get the driving license. Or another thing is a driver who has a driving license already but hasn't driven for a certain time, is not experienced, maybe comes from a small village, small town from out of Bratislava here, and they just need to refresh their skills. I provide this as well.
So very interesting. Yeah. I think it's the best way, I would say, that because if you don't drive for a long time, you need a bit of refresh.
Yes, because Bratislava is not really the biggest town in the world. It's not a big city, but still, however, in this Slovakia, this area here, it's quite big, and we have a lot of stuff here. We have highways and trams and more driving lanes, so students need to get familiar with this environment.
Definitely, yes. And exactly, talking about this, you have experience here in Bratislava especially, or whatever, here in Slovakia. Do you see like an evolution of the traffic or whatever the roads also in Slovakia? What is your opinion? You see an improvement?
One thing that I see is increasing the number of cars and number of drivers. Of course, that's good for me, good for us, the driving schools. But then on the other hand, when you want to find a parking spot, it's getting really difficult, like you probably know.
I know, yeah.
And I can see this changing or evolving every year, but not every year. I see this now every a month, maybe, like getting more and more intensive and more cars on the roads here. And the place where I usually park my car, at the beginning, a few years ago, I was able to find a parking spot easily all the time. Now it's extremely difficult, and you just come once, twice, 3 times, you cannot find anything. So yeah, this number is increasing, and I think slowly drivers here may not be, I think we're somewhere in the middle between other countries like Western countries, Eastern countries, and but our drivers are learning more and more now, I think, and the roads are not so wild as they used to be. I think they're better, but the number of cars and the traffic, so intensive traffic, is quite demanding and challenging, especially for new drivers. So I think that's what I think about this, and especially here in the capital, in the Bratislava. Yeah, a lot of cars.
Definitely, yes. No, I think I'm coming from Milan, so I course I experienced these big traffic jams. So when I arrived here, 5 years ago, there is not that much. Yes. I saw there was like not that much. So people, when they were like complaining about traffic, I thought, really, this is traffic? And now slowly, after 5 years, I can see also here coming like this traffic. Of course, now there are also reconstruction here, for example, where I'm living, like Carlos. So this is a disaster. But when we're going to finish, in theory, should be coming to normal.
And it should be nice when they finish this eventually.
Hopefully in October, they say in the end of October, so hopefully, yes.
I know, and also we Slovaks are complaining about the traffic, how heavy it is and how we wait, but because I work with international students and foreign students, and I know they tell me like this is nothing, like we can laugh at this, like comparing to China or Moscow, they said it's really nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
Or even Milan,
I agree. Yes, I agree. But I see that it's coming also here. So yes, definitely. It's a fresh capital, so for sure.
Yes, it's a fresh capital. It's young, and it's coming, and it will be building up in the future.
Yeah, and exactly. Talking about, for example, the COVID affected your work, because I imagine that has a huge impact.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, the COVID was a big impact on all of us. It has changed plans, all of us, to all people, either vacations or work plans or marriages, whatever. But it changed driving schools a little bit as well, because at the beginning, in the first wave of COVID, in March, April, up to about mid-May or May, the driving schools were closed. We had to close. We had to shut down our schools because of the government. They told us to close it down. We have electronic system which was also shut down, and we couldn't work, and we had to close everything. So it was just mandatory. There was no choice. And we stayed at home for about 2.5 months. We couldn't work, and of course we couldn't work from home. Home office.
Of course, couldn't drive. It's a bit difficult in this case.
Yes, it was. And one thing was that we also have theory classes where everyone except of the driving school could teach online. Like kids in the schools, universities, medium, high schools, they all were teaching online, but driving school could not. We were not allowed to do online teaching as anything at all. So we just stayed at home. Yes, and because I have another job, at the beginning I stayed at home. It was a good thing that I could stay with my family a bit longer, with my kids, because driving school is one of the occupation that you spend time evenings and probably weekends, and early mornings you leave to work. So I just spent time with my family, which was a good thing. Because I have another work, as I mentioned at the beginning, I need to do some maintenance on the plane and stuff. So I use this time to do these things around the plane, cleaning, doing the maintenance, engine work, all that stuff. And then we opened, and since the driving schools are open now, we never had so much work. Like, it's a great demand for driving schools now, not only in my school, but every school I hear this. Refresher lessons are almost came to a halt. Like, no one's providing refresher lessons because too many students in driving schools, and that's the same thing in my school. I do whatever I can, but it's really like busy times now we have in the driving school. So from nothing, it can
yeah, exactly. Like from
to
0 to 100%. Like.
Exactly.
Yes. Regarding the Slovak behavior of driving, do you think there is like a different of, I don't know, the Slovak in compared to other countries that you visit? I don't know in your experience.
Yes, I visited a few countries. I didn't travel that much. Been to United States or UK or Western Europe countries. I think, in my opinion, like I said just a while ago, we are improving because there are countries, I think, where traffic is maybe more organized and the people follow rules maybe more stricter, or they watch everything, the speed limits and all. But there are some countries which are not following that much, and I think we are somewhere in the middle. Like it's quite okay. Like in general, we have some rules on the roads. People usually, most of drivers follow these rules, and of course there are some that don't. But I don't think it's too bad. It could be better. It will probably improve as well, because I see this in time that the situation on roads is improving slightly, slowly. But I think it will be better, yeah. And I spent some time abroad. At the beginning, when I returned, it was easier for me to drive in the country where I was before. I was in the United States. It was easier. It was more like maybe polite, or the cars were driving slower. When I came over here, I returned here, I had to pay more attention, but either I got used to it now, or the situation changed. I don't know.
Okay, good. That's why I wanted to ask you, because I was reading this report from 2014 from European Union. They created this road like explanation for each country, how is the situation for each country. And they were saying that the safety in Slovakia in that year, in 2014, was not that good, because there are many fatalities. But they were saying that they were approaching the new way of thinking about the roads. This is the zero vision approach. I don't know if you ever heard. And do you think this improved in the last year thanks to this approach? Because it's something that I find out lately, making some research that is coming from Sweden. But
yes, I think it is improving, maybe slowly, but I think it is improving. Like even the worldwide, or within Europe, within other countries, improving. I looked at the statistics as well, and it's improving more at a higher rate in the Western Europe than here, maybe in the Eastern Europe or Southeast. But it's still improving, yeah. So maybe we might put more focus to be concerned more about this. But I think it is improving slowly, yes.
Yeah, it's very interesting as is the concept, because basically they are like splitting the fault of the accident between the drivers and the one that designed the street. So
yes,
this is a new way of approach, and they didn't even know that exists. Also, it was very nice to know that you are approaching with this new approach, I would say. And regarding the police, what do you think? What is the approach of the police? More like tolerant with Slovak or with foreigners? Because actually, maybe I was lucky. I don't know. I never have experienced that they stopped me, so I don't know what's happened, because I am here from 5 years. Luckily, it was not.
Yes. My experience, I don't have experience, or I cannot compare Slovak drivers and foreign drivers, because I don't have this feedback, or how many, or if this international students or international drivers, foreign drivers, had bad or good experience with Slovak police. I don't know. I cannot say. But I didn't also get stopped quite often. Now and then, very rarely. I don't think they stopping like too many times. or you see police on the roads now and then, but you don't see like stopping drivers all the time and asking things. I got stopped because they were just randomly checking for alcohol content or using the alcohol. And once I used the breath analyzer, they didn't find anything. They even saw I was driving a driving school car, so they said, "Okay, you probably didn't drink before."
Exactly.
I said, "No, of course I didn't." So, and they just let me go, and I got stopped like this twice, but nothing really major. In about maybe 5, 6, 7 years, I got stopped twice probably, and that was all.
Okay. So, because here really they are very strict for alcohol, and something that I like that is like this.
Yes, we have zero tolerance for the alcohol. So contrary to other countries where you can drink one bottle of beer or glass of wine or a shot of hot alcohol, here we have zero tolerance. So we cannot drink anything at all before driving.
Exactly, and I'm not drinking by definition, so for me nothing changed. But you also for the military we have these rules for one bottle of beer or one glass of wine is okay, because we are like, for example, for us wine, I must say for Italians is important. So if you really say stop to drink wine, people are not going to restaurant anymore because it's one of the most enjoyable things that they are going to order. So but not for me, but Italians in general. So definitely. And for last things, I want to ask you, what are your future plans? Do you have, like, for example, like now that is approaching maybe this second wave, you have like a contingency plan, for example, or?
Yes. Well, my plans, I'd like to keep working in a driving school. I hope this coronavirus will eventually evaporate, or will finish, or we will deal with this. We'll work out how to do it, because it's really restricting. Like we have to still use face masks, either driving, that's mandatory for us, or in the driving school, in the classroom. So I hope this will finish soon, and I'd like to just keep driving, just teaching students, and I also hope for my other job, my flight school, that it will continue as it is now. And
where is it? The flight school.
The flight school is close to Trnava, Trnava town, which is about 1 hour drive from Bratislava. Because
maybe I've been there, because I've been close to Trnava in a flight school to have something like that. Maybe it was that one, because I don't know how many.
Yes, it might be, because there are not too many. We have some airports or airfields, small airfields around here. Unfortunately, nothing now around Bratislava. Because of the properties, it's quite expensive, and we had just one field, and that was it's not used anymore. And actually that airfield, that air club, moved to Trnava, where I am based now as well. And yes, we do provide this like sightseeing flights, or the flight training as well. And people are interested. It's a very similar job to driving. Instead, you're just up in the air and you're flying, but you're still instructing and you're flying with other people as well.
The concept is the same. It's amazing. I tried twice and it was amazing. So just for 15 minutes, but still.
Yes. That's what we do. Yeah. And sometimes they tell me, you have a dangerous job because you're driving with a student on the road and you don't know what the student will do. And I say, okay, you should have seen me flying when I have another student and we're trying to land.
Exactly.
Coming up and down, even more. But it's fun. I like it.
Great. Perfect. Thank you very much, Peter. It was nice to see you finally.
Thank you.
Hopefully we meet each other soon.
I'm sure we will. Thank you very much.
When you have time, because I know that you are very busy, so definitely.
Yes, I will keep this in mind, and I'll let you know. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrea.
You can find the link of the Autoskola Zeman website in the description of the episode. If you're a foreigner and you want to refresh your driving skill or you want to learn from scratch, Peter for sure can help you. Thank you for being part of the Slovakia Chronicle family and stay safe.